Hi again, guys. We're back and we're getting ready to learn about compound complex sentences. Doesn't that sound fun? So a compound complex sentence is two independent clauses and one dependent clause in one sentence. Yes, it is a long sentence, but if it's written correctly, it's a beautiful, fluid sentence that's going to make you sound real smart. Let's look at this example. We decided that the movie was too violent, but our children, who like to watch scary movies, thought that we were wrong. The first independent clause is very easy to identify. We decided that the movie was too violent. The second one is a little more difficult to identify because there is the dependent clause embedded into the sentence in the form of a positive. So let's look at this sentence. But our children, who like to watch scary movies, thought that we were wrong. So if you're looking for the noun, we're looking at children. If we're looking for the verb, we're looking at thought. That makes our second independent clause, but our children thought that we were wrong. If we look further and we look at the dependent clause, which is the positive here, who like to watch scary movies, that completes our compound complex sentence structure. We have the two independent clauses, and then we have the dependent clause. Okay, let's look at this example. We know we're looking for two independent clauses and one dependent clause. So let's see how we do finding them. Even though he prefers to eat with a fork, he chooses to use chopsticks in Chinese restaurants. However, they aren't easy to use. I chose this example because it exhibits how you can effectively use a semicolon and a transition word. So keep that in mind. Another reason I chose it is because it's a different form than the one that we just looked at. Even though he prefers to eat with a fork, is our dependent clause because it cannot stand on its own. It would be a sentence fragment. He chooses to use chopsticks in Chinese restaurants. That is an independent clause. However, note the format. He's combining these two sentences with a semicolon and a transition word, but you need the comma also. They aren't easy to use. And that is the completion of our second independent clause. Here we have a third example. I chose this example because the dependent clause is not set off by commas. It's embedded into the sentence, and at times it's very appropriate to do this. Let's look at the sentence. Laura forgot her friend's birthday, so she sent her a card when she finally remembered. Before we even start identifying either of the clauses, let's look at how the sentence was combined, so, conjunction, okay? Now, let's look for the independent clause, All right, first independent clause, Laura forgot her friend's birthday. That sentence can stand on its own, okay? The second one, so she sent her a card. Okay? Now, the dependent clause is when she finally remembered, because that cannot stand on its own. And it is just embedded into the sentence, so it doesn't need a comma or anything. It exists beautifully in that sentence. Okay? So we have our two independent clauses and our dependent clause to make our compound complex sentence. And you did it. You've completed another session sharpening your skills. We're on to our homework aspect. Navigate over to the class website to complete your homework. Don't forget to submit it via Google Classroom. And have a great rest of your day. I can't wait to see your writing improve even more now that you have this monster form of a sentence structure. Take care, guys.